Sorry for the delay. We have taken long to start. Please note that I like to follow time. So next time, let's try to come early, to start on time, so that we don't disturb other programs. Like I said, I thank you that you have come, and I want to address particularly one issue. And the issue that I want to address is relating to the dialogue and reconciliation process. I will not speak much. I will rely on if there are issues that you want to clarify on, then you ask. So I won't talk much. I will just leave it open to you to ask questions. So some of these issues that may be in the public domain and you want clarity, you would ask it. Otherwise, my main focus is on this dialogue and reconciliation that I've started. Firstly, I want to congratulate Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue and the church for coming to an agreement to work together. Finally, they have agreed. As you know, there was almost a deadlock on who should do what or whatever. But finally, there is this agreement between ZCID and the church. This is very, very important. And I'm encouraging Zambians out there to embrace this process. This process is very, very important. This process is very, very important, and I'm actually encouraging you, the media, because you are the people that set the agenda. So please pay attention to this process that has started. A lot of things hinges on this process, the dialogue and reconciliation. A lot of things. The country at the moment is almost at the verge of conflict. It is all because of the way we interact as politicians. But with this process, we are sure that at the end of the day, if it is successful, we can change the way we do politics. So I congratulate the church and ZCID for agreeing to work together. Further, I would like to congratulate President Edgar Lungu and Hakainde Hichilema, who, as you know, met and they made commitment to this process. I think that is something that we should not underplay. It is something that we should, dignify. It is very, very important. Whilst a lot of other people are involved in this process or in the political activities of this country, the main players, the people that actually would risk, if you, for lack of a better word, would risk or make things better, it's these two, Hakainde Hichilema and President Edgar Lungu. But for them to have met and discussed at length, I think it is something that we should all commend, we should applaud, and we should encourage them. From our point of view, as Economic and Equity Party, we are saying congratulations to the two leaders. Let them continue on this path that they have started. They have committed themselves. Let them not move away. Let them stick to what they have committed, because that's what leadership is all about. You shouldn't commit and then tomorrow you go back. You know, that shouldn't be the case. They have committed, let them go forward, making sure that they adhere to what they have committed themselves to. But further on, I would like to commit our party, myself as a person, and our party, Economic and Equity Party. We would like to put it on record that our party and myself as a leader, we are fully committed, and we would like to actively participate in all the activities of this dialogue and reconciliation process that have started. We are really committed. We are really committing. We want to be part of this and make sure that we succeed. I will not shy away to say that among the controversy that arises in this country, I mean, Chief Tayali's name is also mostly part of it. Not everything, but some of the controversies that happen in this country, my name is in the center. So, as such, I do recognize that if this process has to succeed, I too must commit myself. But further than just making pronouncements, because politicians, one thing is that we make pronouncements, we say things, but we do not adhere ourselves. So from my point of view, I want to commit, but go further instead of just committing. Go further by being practical. We need to be pragmatic. It's not just a matter of saying we are committing. We need to be pragmatic. From my point of view, I am committing and going further. And how am I going further? To show commitment. I am hereby asking for forgiveness from different people that may have been injured or inconvenienced by what I would have said, the statements that I would have made. I mean, I know a number of them have expressed this, like some of them have actually gone to court. So I am hereby committing and pledging, forgiveness or asking for forgiveness from some of these people. For example, I would like to single out some few individuals, such as Given Lubinda of the PF. Given Lubinda, as you know, at sometime in March in 2016, I called for a press conference where we spoke about the FRA. I am asking Given Lubinda, together with his family and all those people that are connected to Given Lubinda, to say, I am sorry. I retract what I said. I am really sorry, and I hope he can find it in his heart to forgive me, so that we can move forward. Given Lubinda at one point was I was one of Given Lubinda's confidants. I think as brothers we need to mend our relationship and move forward. So therefore I'm asking Given Lubinda to forgive me for what I said. I retract unreservedly what I said. I do retract. The other person that I want to offer my apologies to, that I want to ask my apologies from, is the president himself, President Edgar Lungu. I know some of you, you say, no, Tayali is PF and so on and so forth. But look, for me, I've never been a puppet of anyone. I've never been a puppet of anyone. I've never been a bootlicker of anyone. I had spoken out according to what I felt or the information that I was given. But and President Edgar Chagwa is one of those that I had a number of times criticized or attacked, so to say. So I am truly asking for apologies from President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I am really, really sorry for whatever I would have said that offended or injured or inconvenienced President Edgar Lungu himself, his family, the entire PF, and the people of this country, because Edgar Lungu is a Republican president. So some people may not be politically connected, but he's a leader of this country. And maybe by what I've said in the past, they may have been injured. I am saying I am very sorry. The other person that many of you know that we have been at loggerheads and exchanging this and that is President Hakainde Hichilema. I am saying Vamdala va HH, I am really sorry for everything that may have injured you, inconvenienced you, or whatever way that ill feeling that you would have had for whatever I had said. I am saying I'm really sorry, and I'm looking forward to having a better relationship with Hakainde Hichilema. I'm looking forward to engaging President Hakainde Hichilema as a brother and as an elder brother, and one who has been in politics more than me. He has more experience than myself. I'm looking forward to learn from Hakainde Hichilema, going forward. Please, you, the media who are here, send this, request of apology to Hakainde Hichilema. Let him know that I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart. Of course, Vamdala Wakambwidi, at a number of times we haven't had a good time. I am saying, Vamdala, I'm sorry. Please forgive me for whatever that I would have said, in the past. During the Unza issue, the Unza riot, and so on and so forth, I dragged National Empowerment Forum, NEF, into the politics and so on and so forth, and they have even written to me. I am publicly asking NEF, the board members of NEF, the members of NEF, that I am sorry that I dragged your organization into the politics and the Unza issue. I am very, very sorry. In the same vein, there is also the young man called, who is my young brother, Edward Sichalu. I am saying to you, Edward, I am sorry that I dragged you into this politics and what happened at Unza. Please forgive me. I also want to ask for forgiveness from the family of Vespers. I know they also issued a statement and they mentioned my name. I am really, really sorry, and please may they forgive me for whatever that I could have said that they felt uncomfortable with. Now, I also want to extend, my asking for, it's a day of apologies, and I'm saying this not just as a politician. I truly mean it. To all the people of Zambia, I know some people might have been upset by whatever I could have said. I am really saying I am very, very sorry. But from what I have said, I think you can also, it is evident that this dialogue process is not just between Hakainde Hichilema and the PF. From what I have said, because look, I am a political player, and some of the people that I have mentioned there, some of them are not even UPN, So I think we need to look at this dialogue process as more inclusive than just the two leaders. Yes, the two leaders, they are in front. They are the ones, sort of like leading the process. And even my speaking today, asking for forgiveness, is inspired by their meeting. If Edgar Lungu and the HX did not meet, I don't think I would have had this reflection. But since they met, they have shown some leadership. And this is what happens. When leaders take a positive attitude, they inspire others. I have been inspired by the actions of President Hakainde Hichilema and President Edgar Lungu. And I would like to call upon other political leaders, like I have said, to be pragmatic. Let them come out. Let them do an introspection to see who do I need to engage or to ask for forgiveness, or who do I need to forgive. Because unless we make this dialogue and reconciliation process personal, it will not work. It will not work. So we need to take it away from the atmosphere there and own it. So I am asking all other political leaders to own this process personally. Let them get it personal. Let them apply it to themselves and physically make steps, into trying to dialogue and reconcile with others. I am very happy to mention to you that since I made this decision, that I've spoken to a number of leaders, because this decision didn't come yesterday. This decision has come out of a few interactions that I've been having for a few days, and I've interacted with a number of leaders. And even this morning I want to mention, I was talking to Alfred Banda, who was sympathizing with me, over what happened yesterday. And we were saying to each other, this is how it should be. Anfon Banda has been very supportive. Of course, other politicians have been very sympathetic and supportive. I want to say thank you very much for the sympathy, for the support that you have given me. But this is how it should be. As politicians, we should not be enemies. We should be people that sympathize with each other, people that talk to each other. And this should not just be in secret, it should be done in public so that even the people out there can be inspired, can see that our leaders are talking to each other, our leaders are, are eating together, our leaders are helping each other. We have all, politics is just about different ideologies. It shouldn't be personal. It shouldn't be personal, it should be about ideas. And I'm speaking even to myself. I'm telling you that going forward, you will see a different Chief Tayali, a different president of Economic and Equity Party. So I am urging all politicians to really embrace this dialogue process and make sure that we behold it, we make it personal. To the church leaders, I say, please let them continue with the same spirit that they have. I think they have got this country at heart. Let them continue, mediating among us, between us, and encouraging us, to have the kind of meetings that they had, that Edgar Lungu and the HH had. Let them continue doing that. I know some of you were expectant of for me to talk about the bailiffs that pounced on my house and got my household goods. I must say that I don't want to politicize it. I don't want to politicize it. I know some people want, they expect me to politicize it. No, that is not my attitude. I take responsibility for my actions. What happened yesterday is as a result of a debt that I owed to Mr. Banda Kaweche. Some time back, we're talking about something like 2012, 2013. It was in court, it was disposed of last year. And unfortunately, I have been making payments to Mr. Banda, but I had defaulted. So I don't want to blame Mr. Banda. I'm not blaming Mr. Banda. Mr. Banda has been very nice to me. He lent me his money in good faith, and he has been patient. Unfortunately, his patience ran out, which is within his right, and he used the court of law as a recourse. And that is allowed, that is within his right. So I can't fault him, and I can't have any ill feeling on Mr. Banda. I am simply saying, Mr. Banda, I am sorry that I inconvenienced you. And, I hope that through this process that has started, you'll be able to recover your money. Basically, this is what I had to say. I will leave it here. If there are questions, point of clarifications, you can ask me so that we can continue with our Sabbath. Thank you. Yes, Ivan.
Considering your unreserved approach, could it mean that you have particularly no evidence to back your allegations, against individuals that you made previously?
My cases are in court. Some of these cases are in court. And yes, it's something that I've been thinking about, to say how people look at this and so on and so forth. But in certain cases, you need to humble yourself, step down, and take an attitude that that is good in the interest of your friends, in the interest of the nation. In terms of evidence, those are issues of court. And if I would wish that some of these leaders really would actually withdraw some of their cases, I'm being very honest, I would wish that some of these leaders will actually withdraw some of these cases. But if they so desire that we continue on this path, I will have no choice but to defend myself. But I'm really praying that it doesn't go to that. I'm really praying that it doesn't go to that. The issue of evidence belongs to court. And if people insist, sadly, I would have to defend myself by bringing this evidence and that evidence. But I think all these cases, let's face it, they are political. They are political. And we will do better to do our politics outside the courts. We will do better to do our politics outside the court and leave the court to preoccupy itself with other matters, you know, that are pending in court. I mean, we've got so many people, our jails, our, you know, remandees and so on and so forth are full of, you know, people who are waiting to go to court. I think as politicians, we could help the courts by decongesting the courts with some of these political cases that we have. This is why I'm asking for forgiveness, that anyone that would have been injured by what I said, especially those people that I've mentioned, I am asking you to say, please forgive me. Forgive me, and hoping that they can withdraw these cases so that we can allow the court processes, you know, to look at other issues. It's not that I'm scared to go to jail. For me, I mean, I go whichever way. Whatever life throws at me, I make good of that. So I am not scared. It's not that I'm scared of going to jail. It's not that I'm scared that bailiffs will come to my house, because when I lose this case, after all, everything has been taken. So even those that are pursuing cases, really, you can ask whatever money that you can ask from me. Most likely, you will not be able to get it, because I just don't have it. So the best that I can do is ask for your forgiveness, and we save on time on that, basically. Yes?
Does it mean that we're not going to see you on the ballot next in 2021, looking at the current situation? Does it mean that we're broke?
Look, I'm very transparent and open about my political activities. And one of the lamentations that I've had in my political career is lack of resources. And when I don't have resources, surely I will not waste the little that I have, starve my children to contest. Okay. So if I don't have resources, I am openly saying that I will not contest. And besides that, even if I have resources, if I really see that I will not be able to garner the support that I need to win, to do a touch and go, I will not be able to contest. Am I not going to contest in 2021? I am certainly, I'm quite positive that I will contest. But I may not contest as president. I may contest as mayor. I may contest as a councillor. I may contest as an MP. But I'll look at what is available for me and the support that I have. I want to be realistic. I want to approach life, realistically. So come 2021, I am quite confident, I'm quite certain that I will stand. At which position, that will depend on that during that time. We are done? Yes?
You've called for commitments to dialogue process. As the media, of course, there are various stakeholders. You're a leader of a political party.
Yes.
And when you look at the semantic areas contained in the dialogue, you want to look at end to political violence.
Yes.
And then there's been, I don't know if it's a wrong perception or right to say, you leaders, you engineer the young people, for violence. How best should the young people be incorporated in this political national dialogue?
Basically, what you have asked is how best can we
incorporate even a cadre in Chawama or
to avoid violence. That basically is one of the issues that we need to discuss. The issue that you have brought is very, very important, and it's one of the issues that needs to be discussed, practically, during this dialogue process. The issue of violence is one of the issues that is going to be discussed, and I don't want to sort of like preempt the discussion, but certainly from our point of view, and myself in particular, as Chief Tayali, I would like to see the end to violence. I would like to see the end to violence, because at the end of the day, it's not the leaders that get affected. Most of the time, it's the poor people that we want to save. For example, from my point of view, I've adopted this attitude of not moving with a bunch of cadres. Even when I'm going to court, I don't go with a bunch of cadres. Why? Because when you carry those cadres, and by any chance they interact with other political cadres, they will fight. Imagine what happened at the magistrate court. If I had also a bunch of cadres, what would have happened? Certainly, I mean, some people would have been hurt. So we need to stop some of these practices, some of these old way of doing politics. Carrying guns, you are called to police, and you go with a bunch of cadres, a lot of them. Why are you going with all those? Why don't you go with lawyers? Really, it is support, but I think that support should not be given, should not be brought to the police, should not be brought to the courts, and the certain meetings for sure. Even at funerals, we have seen cadres coming along. You know, I think we need to avoid, and this is what we'll be submitting ourselves when we will be, participating in this dialogue process. Yes.
Does it mean that those cases that you are taking to court,
yes,
people that you're taking to court, does it mean that from those who have apologized, are you dropping the charges?
Well, me, I've not taken anyone to court. It's never my intention to take people to court. I don't. I mean, the only time that it was a counter when Bakamwili sued me, and I did a counter. But for me, I don't take my cases to court, because I believe that when I'm doing politics, I'm supposed to do it on the ground, in the public, and not in court. So it is rare that through my political life, you will see me dragging another politician to court. It is not part of my my agenda. It is not part of my strategy. And it's other people that have taken me to court. And I'm hoping that they can drop those charges so that we can forge ahead. We can start shaking hands. We can start talking. Because it's very difficult. How do you start talking to a person when you have a court case against this person? I think it's very, very difficult. I'll find it difficult to interact with them. How do I interact with this person? And then tomorrow, I have to stand in court and start telling the court, no, this person did this. No, please. And not just with me. I also appeal this to even the state or the opposition. I think some of these cases, they need to be just to be dropped. Like this case of Ndola. I hope we won't see Hakainde Hichilema being arrested over that. I think let's move on. Let's move on.
Now, there is this case which has reached an advanced, and that has been given birth to another case for Shimbakambi regarding the attempted forgery of those particular papers. The police are now handling it, and it has also gone to contempt of trying to forge evidence. How do you intend to handle that, particularly the main witness in that particular case?
The case of Bakambwili relating to forgery, I think we will all agree that it has a different context. It has a different context. The case of Bakambwili, it has a different context. This is not about what he said, okay? I'm talking about, it's not a political case. The case of, Mamona investment is not a political case. So please get me correctly. The case of Bakambwili is not a political case. That is a criminal case. It's not about he said. These are the cases that I'm talking about, because we politicians, what we do is talking. So start dragging each other for what I say and so on and so forth. I don't think it's the best way that we should be going. Nonetheless, we should avoid those saying, issuing inflammatory statements. We should avoid them. I am going to avoid myself. Believe you me, I am as much as possible going to avoid being subjective in my political interaction. And I hope other politicians can do the same as well. We're done? Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. So